What up, that cyber friend? This is Mitty, man. I'm coming back again with another word for today. Matter of fact, this is in response to a question that I received about worship and personality. The question was asked to me, and I'm not going to call names. If the person wants to be revealed, I will let them do that themselves. But the question was asked to me that what does personality have to do with worship? I think I can be safe to say that was basically what was being asked, was what does personality have to do with worship, in other words. Many man, I always tell you that I try to do things in light of the scriptures, in light of what God says. I don't try to claim to be no expert, but I think this phone call for me, so I'm going to have to get back with you. I'm sorry about that, everybody, but I had to take that call, that business, PC business. But at any rate, the question was asked about personality and worship. Well, first of all, I tell you, I don't try to be an expert at everything, and I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert at nothing, really, but I just know the little bit I know, and I give God the glory. But now, first of all, personality. Let's see. Personality. Now, let's define personality. Now, if you look in Webster, if you look in Webster Dictionary or any of the other, you can look it up on the internet, Wikipedia or whatever, and you'll find out what personality basically relegated to, the meaning of it. And my Minuteman takes on personality. If you look at the root word, person, the individual, and if you look at nationality meaning, your nationality meaning is where you're from. What are your makeup, the people that your race, your culture, and everything. So it's a combination of things. So your personality will be defined as your attitude, your behavior, your general. Because see, first of all, now let's make one thing clear. Your feelings will change from day to day. Like last night for me, for instance, man, I wasn't feeling too hot last night. I had pains every which way. But that doesn't necessarily make up your personality. But now, your personality is I'm looking for a word. It's a combination of your attitude, your behavior traits. It makes up a person's personality. Now, with that being said, that lets you know automatically, Jump Street, that everybody have different personality traits. All of us are not the same. Now, we get to this point, they said low self-esteem. A person with low self-esteem tends to be shame-faced. Well, that perhaps could be true to a degree. Low self-esteem, that people be shame-faced, but that's not 100% the case at all times. But nevertheless, that they personality. Some people just are. I'm like that. I'm a loner. I don't really care. It doesn't matter to me whether I be with a whole bunch of folks all the time. It doesn't matter to me. I love being to myself most of the time. And as you see, most of the time you see me, I'm to myself. That's my personality. That's one of the traits that I have. Okay, behavioral pattern. What are your behavioral patterns? Do you automatically jump off the handle or whatever? Or do you do a certain thing a certain way all the time? Most of the time, people can set their watch by you, your behavioral pattern. All of this makes up a personality. So therefore, everyone's personality, to a degree, can be, and most of the time is, different. You got some people that's very articulate at speech. You got some people that's not. Okay? You got some people that's very outgoing. They never met a stranger. They can get along with just about anybody. Then you got some that can't get along with nobody. Their personality trait. What does that have to do with worship? Well, I would feel safe to say from a person to person basis, it has nothing to do with it, because I don't have nothing to do with how you serve your master. Worship, let's explain that. What is worship? Well, worship is an act of devotion toward a deity, most of the time, or individual. When you worship them, it's an act of divine devotion, admiration, or whatnot to a deity, most of the time, or to an individual. Worship is a state of the mind. Worship is what we do. In other words, as a Christian, we worship our God in spirit and in truth. Remember that what Jesus said. True worshipers will worship God in spirit and in truth. What does personality have to do with that? From my take, brother, I don't think it has nothing to do with it. You serve God and worship God in your way. Your personality trait would have something, it would dictate perhaps the way you would do it. But it doesn't have any bearing against how you do it though. Can a person say just because of the fact that just because you don't get up in front of the church and do a whole lot of talk, that doesn't mean you don't love God. That doesn't mean that you are not worshiping God in spirit and truth. Just because you don't get up with a whole lot of word. Everybody different personality, remember? Personality trait. Some people just not articulate in speech. They have a problem getting up before people. But that doesn't have anything to do with their heart toward God. You can't say just because a person don't have a whole lot to say that they don't love God too. Matter of fact, sometimes it's not what you say anyway, but it's your action that speak louder than words. So on that question about personality, I would be safe to say I don't think it has, in my opinion. Now somebody else might think totally different, and that's your prerogative. But I just feel that Miniman feel. I don't think personality, as it has to do with on a one-on-one basis, from me to you, has anything to do with your worship toward God. It just means that we have different levels. It's just like in a skill. You got people that may perhaps might be in the same profession. You got many doctors, but every one of them got very different levels of skill. You have more than just one cardiologist. You have more than just one neurologist. But nevertheless, one might have a better reputation as far as his bedside manner with his patient. He may be an introvert. That's another psychology word. And he might be he may be introverted. A lot of people just don't show emotion like some others. But does that mean that their heart is not right? See, that's the danger we get in sometimes when we try to judge people. Because like I said, personalities are different. But their heart posture toward God may be just as on fire as yours are. But they just show it in a different way. Because people are different. On various levels. You got many musicians. But there are some songs that Miniman can't play. Whereas there's other songs, the other musicians that plays keyboard can play it without problem. Does that make Miniman not be a musician? No. It just make Miniman know he need to go out and practice that song in order to play it. And yet and still, even if I get to the place where I could play that song, I still may not play that song like Brother JT. Or Jermaine Griggs. Or Jamal Hartwell. Because God deals with everybody individually. So I'm going to be safe to say, yeah, personality does affect us on a one-on-one basis, individual basis, as far as my personality may not be like yours. Yours may not be like that one over there. But when it comes to our posture toward God, we cannot say that a person is not on fire for God just because they don't jump up in the church and turn flips. That just may not be their way, people. Now that's Miniman's take on it, and I I really hope and trust that I did cover this here pretty good. I hope I did, and I hope I don't mislead anybody, because I don't want to mislead folks, but I'm just saying that's just my opinion, because everybody's different. We serve differently, but we still serve the same God. Well, or at least I say it like this: we should be serving the same God. With that being said, this is Mitty Man saying peace and goodbye.